So guys, welcome to the final video of this part of the course, the elite strategy section. We've gone through quite a lot by now. You've gone through the technical course, the fundamental part as well, and obviously with this new sort of upgrade that I've added, to both packages, the elite strategy, all these videos that we've talked about is pretty much, I feel like, that missing piece that every one of the students, should know. All it is now is just about putting everything together. So throughout all of these elite strategy sections, you've now explored pretty much everything that I felt was necessary to add to the course to really help with developing your trading. Now, all that's left is to implement it all and obviously work hard. This is only going to work if you put in that hard work. This will only start to work well once you have put in them hours and dedication into it and develop yourself as a trader. There's no way, for example, you could learn all the key concepts that you need to know, not put it to use, through back testing and everything like that, and just really going through the charts vigorously and understanding and seeing it, live. I've talked about it in one of the previous videos. I can't remember which one, but developing your eye in the market. It really is a thing that exists, and the more you are in the market, the more you're going to get out of it. Now, on a real note, though, being part of the Diamond Capital mentorship, it's not only about just learning how to trade. You really are part of a community now that works day in, day out together. Same strategies, same routines, and it really does help you. You start to realize that the more active you are in there, the more comfortable you feel with certain trades as well. Depending on which part of the journey you're on, so many of the traders are at different levels, and it's completely fine because we're all there trying to look for the best setups ourselves and seeing what works out. Some of the best successes I've seen from some of the students has been from those that have been most active in the community this year. And obviously, this is only just going to continue. The bigger we grow, the more talent we're going to see in a way. So definitely, as you start to learn more, you're watching these videos, you're implementing them. Definitely get more active into the community. That's one thing I would definitely say. And one other thing, treat this like a business. Stick to your trading plan and stick to that routine that you're forming. In one of the videos that I talked about, that weekly routine and that daily routine, that's something that I stick to, but myself, every single day now. It's from Monday to Friday. Obviously, Mondays we don't trade as much, but in terms of the other days, definitely something that I do stick to. And once I start to see this, once I start to see that plan form and I'm sticking to it every single day, that's where you start to see that success every day, that consistency. Now, find out what works for you. There's a few things that you have to identify, your lifestyle. For example, I know that some of you will be working full time still. I was in that same position where I was once working full time and, I had to balance trading on the side and eventually, make it work for me. For example, if you have limited time in the charts, you really do have to think about how much can I dedicate myself to certain styles. So if you're trading on the lower time frames, you know that you're going to need a bit more attention on the chart. So that's not going to work for you. If you are a lot busier, you're going to understand that you have to wait on the higher time frames. Certain things that have to suit every single trader and their means, that's something that you have to discover for yourself and really do think about it. But ultimately, test the strategy that you do need, whether it's on the high time frame or the low time frame. And just getting through a few examples of everything that we've looked at and kind of exploring that, in terms of titles. We have the lower time frame. You could be trading them intraday cycles. It's all about that Asian range, that liquidity that forms, the London fake out that happens, and then pretty much getting into order flow trades afterwards. Again, second point, order flow trading. If you are trading on the lower time frames, this will be one of the key concepts that you do look at. And then again, imbalances as a type of confirmation trade. Remember what I talked about in that video again. Look back on your notes. On the high time frames, I generally look for order blocks. On the lower time frames, when I'm confirming trades, I do find that imbalances are a lot more effective. You just have to obviously look back at that lesson and just test it out for yourself as well. When it comes to the higher time frame, you could obviously this revolves around, first of all, understanding that fundamental bias. The fundamentals applies to both sides of the markets, both lower time frame and high time frame. You just have to know when you can't be entering certain directions or when you can be entering a certain direction based on fundamentals. But in terms of the technicals, you could be entering on limit trades off the high time frame order blocks or whatever points of interest you have. You're just going to be managing your risk well with that. Again, with the engulfed entry technique that I do teach, this although it's still confirming your trade, so you can kind of say it's getting down on the low time frames, you're still on the high time frames waiting for them candles to form. So definitely look back at all of this and see how it can apply to you. Now, personally, this is why I've even prepared these full breakdowns of both my personal lower time frame and higher time frame elite strategies. It's pretty much just a compilation of everything that you've been taught in this part, but bringing it all together in a concise video, breaking it down even in PDF form as well, exactly what I'm going to be looking at. So it's going to be for those who have the full technical and fundamental course. A lot of it is going to be even talking about fundamentals as well. But for those of you that have benefited from this elite strategy section, you've had an additional 20 or so videos just to look at everything in more detail. I could have left the course as simply just the technical course, and that could have been enough for you guys, or just the technical and fundamental. But I really wanted to bring, more value to this course. That's always what I'm going to be doing. Being part of this academy and mentorship, it's not just about, okay, I give you that product and, you're left with that and it's all up to you. That's why I'm active in the Discord groups. That's why I'm always, there interacting with you guys. So yeah, if you do want to have access to the breakdowns of the both strategies that I do use, it's pretty much just going to be that upgrade of the difference paid. And of course, you guys can understand, the amount of value that's been added to the course and the amount of value that was already in the course. It just makes sense. So if you do only have the technical course, but you do want to get the full fundamental course, and of course access to these elite strategy breakdowns that are going to be added to that side of the course, you don't have to pay the full price again. It's just the upgrade difference. So if you are interested in that and you do want to look at more of that value there, check the Discord where it says the upgrade full course part, and then at the bottom there's going to be a discount code. And from that, you're just going to be able to apply it to the bigger course, and it would just be that difference paid. But apart from that, guys, thank you for all being part of this community. And the main thing that I want to say is let's all get to work now. As we grow more and more, obviously, I'm going to be expecting to see more and more activity in the groups. And even from you guys, always feel free whenever you have issues or with anything. That's what it's all for. Having part of that community, anyone is there to answer, whether I'm answering there or even some of the more experienced members as well. Everyone's there to grow and be part of this community together. So I hope you've enjoyed these two sections that I've added on recently. It's just been addressing pretty much the videos that I felt I've needed to add. And yeah, take care, guys, and I'll see you all in the in the weekly calls and everything like that, and in the interactive Discord. See you all then.